So I start this video off with an important step right there. You want to erratically brush your paintbrush everywhere so you splatter it all over your ground. And that's why I took that good second pause. So I'm going to speed through a lot of this. I'm just priming my MDF board here. So my primer is now set for a couple hours. It's ready to go ahead and get epoxy on it. I already have my epoxy mixed up at this point in time. I'm ready to put my colors into the epoxy and pour it in separate cups. Here's another important part. You gotta drop your cup on the ground, otherwise this recipe will not come out right. So I'm gonna speed through some of this here. So I wanted to try something a little bit different here this time around. I have these little opal flakes. I'm just going to sprinkle them into the dark blue and the light blue. So at this point all my colors are ready. They're all mixed up. I'm ready to pour them out on the board. I'm going to kind of do some thicker streaks going up and down, and then some lighter streaks going side to side. This way I get a little bit of color everywhere. I'm going to do the same with the purple, the same with the light blue, and the same with the red. This time around I did more of the light blue than I did the first time. The first time I primarily had the dark blue. Once all my colors are down on the board, I'm just going to grab my paint stick and I'm just going to kind of mix them up a little bit. This way I can get more coverage throughout the board. After doing this for some time, what I'm then going to do is I'm just going to start poking it with my fingers and just kind of rub it in there. There's a lot of blank spots, so just gotta kind of poke those out and spread it to the edges and everything. So at this point right here, I'm adding some other colors in here. I had a lot of the light blue, not a lot of the red, purple, or dark blue, so just kind of splash some more through here. Brush the stick through as well. So here I'm spraying on the black spray paint first, just kind of lightly. I'm grabbing the gold, do a couple light strokes and a couple heavier strokes as well. Once that's done, I grab my Mr. Battle, and this is where I mess up. I didn't spray it thoroughly to get it really unclogged and open well. And then I sprayed it right onto it and got a huge glob right down that right side. And that pretty much ruins that right side for the rest of the project, sadly. And so I pretty much spend the rest of the time trying to recover from it, but doesn't quite come through well. So right here I'm just kind of putting some fracture lines to separate that gold a little bit, make it flow a little bit differently. I'm also trying to adjust that big white spot there where it just left a huge color void. I kind of run the stick through a lot. I dabble some other colors through it and put some other colors throughout the board as well where there's a little bit of a lack of them. And now I'm just kind of spot touching around where the alcohol kind of sunk through to the board, putting more veins through as well. So at this point I decided to try and get more color into that spot where too much white got sprayed at. So I first started by mixing some of the leftover epoxy that I had with some gold, try and run some gold through it. But then I also used some of the other colors as well to kind of run them through as well. Basically make it into a large vein. And then in the rest of the video I kind of just bulk some more of those air bubbles as well, and add a couple of fracture lines as well here and there. So here we have the finished product. As we can see on that right side there, where I got too much overspray, where I made the thicker vein there. Overall, we can see here that some of the gold didn't really spread out too much. And that has to do with the fact that I don't have rounded edges on this board, it has straight edges, so the epoxy didn't really flow through as well as it did on the other piece, spreading the gold out a little more and making it lace more. So here we can see the other piece. We can actually see the black spray paint on this one, just due to the fact that it did spread more at those rounded edges. But overall I think it came out pretty nicely and similar.